Hello. I'm gonna be doing a reaction to the recent 2 a.m. video of Vegan Gaines and clipping out many things that he said and putting them into his 21 minute video. Um, Forgive me. This is like this is basically my first time doing like a recorded uh video reaction slash response, but let's get straight to it. Hope y'all cut me some slack. I just got for work too, so I'm not much of mind to give like a straightforward, clear and concise introduction, so I apologize. But yeah, let's go.
What are your thoughts on some people in your community saying that bivalves are sentient and they can feel pain? They're wrong. A signal's going to
Yeah, like you really know just because you read some scientific paper that told you, oh, bivalves are not exactly like us, so they can't be sentient. Oh my God. Yeah, you're what's the word? What I want to say? You're stretching, basically. You're making like a logical fallacy. Appeal to uh scientific paper, basically, to prove uh a subjective experience existence. That's just stupid. We can come to conclusions uh subjectively through our own uh subjective experience, right? It's our science, right? So based on our interpretation, we could come to like a not even a consensus. We can come to conclusions and of results based on these tests that we do, but we cannot indefinitely prove whether a being, a animalia being, is sentient or not, just based on simply they lack a brain and a functioning central nervous system. Um, and we'll go into it as we go. We'll explore this further as we go along. But this intro, I had to say something.
be sent through their nervous system up to their brain, alerting them that there's some kind of pain happening. You'll consciously recognize that that hurts, I don't like it, and you're going to have the subjective experience.
Yeah, that's what beings with a brain and central nervous system are able to do. That does not mean that bivalves are not sentient. Sure, they may not be sentient like us. That does not prove that they're not sentient. They could have a different type of sentience. We just cannot understand because we lack those traits that they have. And again, to be consistent from human rights to animals, okay, well, we start discriminating on animals because they lack certain traits of a brain and functioning central nervous system. Well, we could take certain humans and we can classify those humans who are technically sentient, but they technically have a functioning brain and central nervous system. But guess what? Their sentience is somehow still meaningless because it's lacking a certain amount of well-being to be able to experience. Yeah, holy shit, carnism. We have a carnist fucking logic that we're using right here. Stupid. How the fuck can you fall for this stupid trap, VG? What's wrong with you?
Experiences. Bivalves, on the other hand, they don't actually have a nervous system. They have these nerve ganglia, which are basically the first evolutionary step towards a brain. There's no way they could feel pain.
Lobsters have ganglia and are sentient. Therefore bivalves may be too.
I'll look into it more.
Yeah, you could tell by him saying, "I'll look into it more," he really doesn't. He just simply doesn't care because the scientific study that he saw that gave him the conclusion that they can't be sentient because they lack a brain. Well, that's his framework from looking at any new evidence or existing evidence that he failed to also look up and come to a and being able to change his view on these certain animals who lack our type of sentience um to have a type of sentience that we just can't understand because we lack those traits.
Just be more responsible and less retarded when you go out telling people as if it's a matter of absolute fact.
Okay, great. I'll do that. Thanks, 21st Savage. Appreciate it.
Based 21st Savage, I'm sorry. uh, I'm tired, excuse me.
You're such a thief.
No, you're the asshole, VJ. You're literally using Carnus logic to discriminate a certain group of animals because they lack certain traits. Holy shit. Carnism. You fucking support carnism, you fucking retard?
No, I'm not affiliated with 2AM Vegan, but I'm fine with him uploading my clips. I don't mind.
Another public service announcement.
Pinky and the Brain donated $2. Just curious, what are your thoughts on some people in your community saying that bivalves are sentient and they can feel pain? They're wrong. They're...
And can you provide that irrefutable scientific proof that says you're wrong, or can you only provide a like a a probable type of evidence, scientific evidence that comes out that says that because they lack these certain traits, which is a functioning brain, a functioning central nervous system, therefore they don't have any sentience, which does not also mean that they can't have uh, a different type of sentience. So yeah, let's just move forward.
There's no way they could feel pain.
Feel our type of pain. That does not mean feel any pain. The fuck?
At least with a few assumptions being made. If they're going to claim bivalves can feel pain, then they're going to have the position that individual neurons are sentient and have an ability to feel pain, which is crazy. There are...
Explain how that's crazy, but not necessarily. Again, there could be so much nuance to these different types of sentience, potential sentience, that we just cannot understand. It doesn't have to be like a single neuron to believe that therefore it has sentience. I mean, either way, again, it's still an animal. To be vegan, you have to fucking eliminate animal exploitation. Period. There's no fucking nuance to that shit.
Requisite structures, including a brain and nervous system, that are required to feel pain. If you don't have a brain and nervous system, there's no way to centralize these experiences in some kind of processing unit like a brain.
Yeah, there's no way to experience what we go through. But again, they could have a different type of experience that we just don't fucking know about because we lack that trait to understand them.
And it to be consciously experienced.
That trait being nerve ganglia or cluster cells, whatever, cluster of nerve, nerve endings and shit like that, whatever. You know what I mean?
As pain. All bivalves have are nerve ganglia. So I can basically draw this out.
Yeah, draw this out like we're children. Yeah.
To make it maybe a bit more visually easy to understand.
Yeah, visually easy to understand. No, you're just making a fool of yourself.
We could use any animal as an example. Like, we can use maybe a frog. I'll just draw a really bad frog here. Whatever. Yeah. Also move the thing a little. So, a frog is going to have a nice squishy brain over here. And then they're going to have
The most
a
boring
central
lesson that we
nervous
can ever
system
fucking be
that
taught.
connects throughout their whole
At
body.
least be fucking enthusiastic when you
Okay.
give a lesson, man. Come on.
So they're going to be able to detect.
Yeah, our type of sentience, our type of understanding of sentience, sure, but that does not prove that uh that that is not irrefutably and um uh yeah, it just simply doesn't prove that there exists no other types of sentience within an animal kingdom.
Some sort of noxious stimuli. So if they get, like, I don't know, stabbed by something, they're going to know a signal is going to be sent through their nervous system up to their brain, alerting them that there's some kind of pain happening, and the brain acts as some sort of central processing unit that allows you to have some kind of like conscious experience, and you're able to interpret some of these signals as pain, and you'll consciously recognize that hurts, I don't like it, and you're going to have these subjective experiences.
Yeah, have our type of subjective experiences. Yeah, yeah.
Something like a bivalve. So, I'll just use a very crude example. I don't know what actual shape a clam is, but bivalves, on the other hand, they have nerve ganglia, so they don't actually have a nervous system. They have these nerve ganglia, which are basically the first evolutionary step towards a brain.
Holy shit! Look, yo, we was not here first. These primitive beings existed before us. It is not out of the question that they had some type of experiences before we developed to our level of experiences. Okay? It's just not that hard to not fucking see that. How the fuck can you not recognize that? Oh, show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. Well, guess what? We still fucking learning. The evidence doesn't exist. You know, we don't know every fucking thing. So evidence is always coming out of understanding different things, and this sentience is also a part of that. So there's no irrefutable proof that these primitive beings um have never experienced any subjective had never had any type of subjective experiences, basically, simply because they lack a brain. Again, they existed before us. Then they do, then evolution came, and then we developed a more advanced level of experiences. Having a subjective experience, basically. But yeah, that does not therefore why the fuck would you uh you know uh deny that the valid premises of the valid argument through the premises that um you know uh beings, animalia beings that have a uh brain and a social nervous system, uh um basically that first premise, and then another premise that leads up to that premise is these primitive animalia beings developing a lower form of subjective experiences that we just simply can't interpret because we lack those traits to understand them, and we still lack evidence to be able to fucking fully you know, prove that they can't have any subjective experiences. We like that technology, so you can't say that it's impossible for them to have a different type of subjective experience. Basically, I apologize for like the interruptions, but yeah, I just have to jump in again. This is a reaction. Um, I did watch this earlier while I was working, but that was when I was wide awake. But you know, now I'm a little more sleepy. I'm a lot more sleepy actually. I'm a little fatigued, so I apologize. But yeah, this is just I mean, this is basically all the time I have to give like a response to as soon as I get off of work when I'm fatigued. So apologies.
And these individual nerve ganglia, they're not interconnected. They aren't centralized, and they don't connect to any kind of brain. So basically what happens is these nerve ganglia can detect things like a noxious stimulus. So like say something stabs the organism. It's a really bad knife or sword. These nerve ganglia are going to be able to react. They will cause the creature to react in a very intelligent manner. Individual neurons can perform extremely complex tasks.
So what the fuck does that tell you? That tells you that they could be experiencing a it's just a simply a different type of experience that we just cannot fucking interpret properly or at all because we lack simply having that experience. Again, like we need to develop more advanced technology to be able to fucking to at least try to get to the point of us actually understanding these very complex reactions of simple neurons, basically, or whatever you want to fucking call it. It don't even matter. Again, these simple neurons develop to they evolve to us, basically. Um, so it's not out of question that they couldn't have evolved, uh, not having that certain subjective experience that we can't interpret, then to having a subjective experience that we can interpret, which is having a brain and central nervous system. So basically, I just keep repeating myself. I'll let them finish. I'm so sorry.
So you'll see, clams or oysters, any kind of bivalve, like try to escape a noxious stimuli. But that's only an intelligent response by these different nerve ganglia. There's no way for the creature to have a conscious experience and interpret this as pain unless you're going to have the position that these individual ganglia are somehow sentient. Like this would literally.
Sure. How the fuck is that not a potential a possibility of it? Again, we evolved from that. We evolved to our level of sentience through those you know uninterpretable low levels of potential sentience that we simply can't interpret because we lack those traits. So I mean, you know, point point blank period basically.
be the equivalent of you severing your finger and then shocking your finger with electricity and that exciting the nerves in your finger and it your finger moving around and flopping around due to the electricity. Is your finger experiencing pain? No.
It could be. Again, we don't fucking know. It could be. Holy shit! Like we developed from that, we developed from single neurons to be able to get to where we are. So it's not a question that they can't have a level that of sentience um just because they like the brain and yeah, basically. So again, man, you just it's follow from an evolutionary standpoint, man. It's not out of question the valid argument of them having a different type of level of sentience. It It's just it doesn't exactly follow that they can't logically have that, and they can't possibly uh they can't they cannot possibly have that. They cannot it can it doesn't necessarily follow that it's impossible for them to be able to experience a type of sentience that we just simply can't understand.
Pain can only be experienced by something like a brain, but this isn't anything like a brain. This is just individual nerve ganglia. So they can sense pain. They can move and respond to pain.
They can sense pain. Well, you're getting closer to make an argument that maybe they can it's a possibility that they actually are experiencing pain in of themselves to have that negative stimuli reaction. um it's possible. Again, we developed from that, so we evolved from that point, so and they still exist to this day. So again, you can't you can't say that they can't have any sentience.
But there's nothing that would like send a signal to something like a brain for it to be experienced as like for it to be experienced as pain. There'd have to be
For it to be experienced as pain from our understanding of pain, sure, but maybe they have a different type of experience that we simply can't interpret because we lack having simple neurons, basically nerve ganglia, without a brain and etc. So yeah, I mean, again, it doesn't necessarily follow that they can't have any experience as a result, basically.
some kind of brain that all of this was like attached to, and a signal being sent to that brain to be interpreted as pain. And bivalves don't have that. Hope that answers your question. Thanks for the donation. I used to be
Yeah, that doesn't really answer the question. The reason why being is because you can't definitively prove that these single neurons can't have any subjective experiences, or at least a different type of sentience, you know, subjective experience that we simply can't interpret. Basically, you can't prove that they can't. Basically, you can't prove that they can't, and you can't prove necessarily that they don't, because again, we lack the understanding of that level of we lack those traits of simply having nerve ganglia. Yeah, basically. So we can understand what other beings that have brains and stuff like that, um, animalia beings, same same structures that we do, to in level of sentience, but at the same time, it is also possible that it is the case that we simply are unable to understand these primitive um, animalia beings uh, potential levels of sentience and their experiences, basically. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think I made my case there. I'm willing if VG wants to discuss this live, um, but and we could schedule that, but most likely he's not gonna want to. He's gonna think I'm like fucking crazy or something. But I mean, at least like I'm just following logically like that. My argument basically follows evolutionary from an evolution standpoint, that well, these single neurons develop to our level of of subjective experiences. So uh doesn't necessarily follow that because um you know it doesn't you can't definitively prove that these primitive are can't have any type of that subjective experience as a result, because again, they were the primitive forms, and then we evolved to more, modern form of animalia being, basically. So that's kind of my go-to. I mean, that's kind of the you know, the sum up, basically.
I used to have the opinion that bivalves might be able to experience pain, but after learning about
Yeah, you didn't learn much, dude. You think you learned a lot, but you didn't learn much. I mean, we still have no idea of many different types of, animalia beings' experiences, because again, we lack those traits to be able to understand their experiences. Simple as that.
how just individual neurons work and how they can perform extremely complex actions. Yeah, I'm not convinced bivalves experience pain or have any level of sentience.
Yeah, I mean, you're just like you're kind of you're creating holes in a logical fallacy of I mean, it's a logical fallacy, like you're you're relying on probable data to make a educated guess that they and you're claiming that they can't have any sentience when you can't definitively prove that. So that's the problem with what VG is saying, basically, in his stance. Um, I haven't even mentioned potential increases of rights violations due to his own definition of allowing the holocaust of these, I'm gonna put in quotes, non-sentient animalia beings. I still I'm not convinced that they're not sentient. I mean, I'm convinced that they have they may have a type of sentience that we are unable to understand, because we lack having that type of sentience, basically. But we understand our type of sentience and other life other animalia beings who have our structures to of the same structures that we have, so the brain and nervous system traits, basically. So I hope I'm making concise sentences, but I'm tired, so forgive me if I'm not. I guess I could try doing another response and editing, if but y'all let me know in the comments if that's what y'all want.
Thoughts on vegans consuming sea urchins, slugs, snails, starfish, sea cucumbers, etc. since they're not sentient?
Look at all these different types of animals. These primitive animals that are so much more important to the environment and to our were here before us, and then now we want to have the ability to holocaust them and discriminate on against them based on them lacking our type of sentience. Way to go. That's so vegan of us, right? Fucking retards.
I don't know about
Hypocrites.
slugs.
Hypocrites.
Um, so I'm not sure about slugs. I think they likely are. Slug brain. I'm pretty sure slugs have a brain. They use their brains mainly to find food. So they do have a central nervous system, apparently. They might have a very small brain, but it does appear that they have a brain and centralized nervous system, and they do have eyes. One very good way of knowing if a creature's sentient is whether or not it has eyes.
Whether or not it has eyes. Oh my goodness. Whether a being that has our type of sentence, you mean? I'm correcting you, man, because you're not definitively proving that uh these primitive forms can't have any type of sentience. So you're you're skipping you know logical conclusions, and you're just coming up with making shit up, basically. Um Sure, you can say I'm making stuff up, but I'm coming from a logical consistent. At least I'm being logically consistent. So I'm following from the argument from evolutionary standpoint. So again, these primitive beings, they existed before us. Then they evolved to our. Then we evolved from them, to be able to have our, our level of sentience that we can only understand. I'm sure they don't. They if they have any sentience, They can't understand our level of sentience. All they understand is their level of sentience. But who knows? Again, we like these. We like all these different we lack the intelligence to be able to read potential um animalia beings and their potential desires and wants if they exist, but we're unable to. But it's best to be precautionary and treat them like they should have a right to exist, basically. Again, we wouldn't be here without these primitive beings. So for us to be arrogant and fucking selfish to prey on them because they and discriminate on them because they lack have a certain level of sentience that we understand, that's absolutely carnage. So that's fucking stupid.
So I would say it's immoral to consume slugs on that basis.
Slugs matter, bivalves don't matter. Wow, the hypocrisy. Some animals matter, others don't. Some animals matter, other animals don't matter. Same carnage logic, bruh. Same. It's the same. You can't make an argument it's not the same. It is exactly the same.
Sea urchins, cucumbers. Again, assuming that they don't have a brain or nervous system, then no. That would be fine.
Carnist.
I'm not familiar with those other creatures, though. But again, assuming they don't have a brain, nervous system, then yeah. Some people might have a... Just a second.
You sure? Then you can eat lobsters too. Just a chain of ganglias,
No,
no
it's not true.
central brain.
No,
See, here you go. Here we go. So he he's so inconsistent that again, it's carnage logic basically. You're discriminating on a certain group of beings, animalia beings, based on a lack of meaningful traits that you consider that meaningful, that you only can interpret as being meaningful. But again, and that's a very fucking selfish point of view, and that's discriminatory. It's against the principles of veganism. It's fucking stupid. Holy shit, man! How you not see this shit, man? So stupid, man. I'm pretty sure that VG has lost his way sometime last year. I don't know if he hit his head or something, but yeah, he's devolving for sure.
lobsters have a brain. Lobster brain. So they do have a brain. The lobster nervous system is very primitive, most similar to a nervous system of an insect. They literally are insects. But
Insects matter, but bivalves don't matter. Contradiction, man. Oh,
lobsters and other invertebrates have only approximately 100,000 neurons, while humans have over...
whoa, 100,000 neurons. Huh. How many neurons do bivalves have? Let me just search that up. How many... Oops, hold on. I'm sorry. How many neurons do bivalves have? I'm just curious. Shit. Small clams are around 6,000 neurons. Wow, so 6,000 neurons don't matter, but hold on, let me see.
100 billion.
How many
They
do
do
you
have
say?
approximately
Hold
of an
on,
insect.
100,000 neurons.
While humans have
So
over
6,000
100
don't
billion.
matter, but 100,000
They do have a
matter.
brain and nervous system, and there is actually, I think recently there was a big paper published proving that they do feel pain, and they at least have conscious experiences.
Our type of conscious experiences. That does not mean that they don't have, they can't have any other type of conscious experiences. Like bivalves, basically, for instance, these beings with no brain, these animalia beings with no brain.
So no, lobsters do have a brain and a nervous system. The thing is, you can find people who have who don't just care about sentience; they care about a certain magnitude of sentience.
Well, there you go. That's how we get to Carnus logic again.
So, like, if you could find a creature who say could only experience light or dark,
But but look, they're sentient. What? They're sentient though. They have our type of sentience, but we still wanna, we still don't care because it's not meaningful enough. That's completely subjective and arbitrary and inconsistent. It simply goes against animal rights. The whole idea of animal rights. That's anti-veganism. That is pro-carnism. Fucking stupid. Wake up, VG.
or could only experience pain, or could only experience like a sensation that isn't meaningful. They are sentient, but they don't have a meaningful level of sentience. Like it, in my view, it would be reasonable to be allowed to kill and eat those beings because whether they're alive or dead, they can't experience any well-being. They don't have a will to live.
Have your type of will to live. Have a will to live that you can only understand. Holy shit. How you not fucking grasping this? There exists fucking psychopaths who can say use the exact same argument for you. You fucking retard. They aren't able to empathize with you because they can't understand you. All they understand is themselves. So therefore, they think they're more superior to you. That they have, that your existence is meaningless to them. Holy shit! Does that mean they should have be able to abuse you and exploit you without your consent, basically? Holy shit! You fucking hypocrite!
So if you could find a creature that's sentient but can only experience maybe pain and suffering, like that's not a meaningful experience, or only
Whoa! Holy shit! He's literally making Carnus logic arguments. Holy shit, bro.
experience something like light or dark, like some sort of very primitive creature. Yeah, it would be reasonable to kill and eat those things.
This is argument to not be vegan. At all. Like, why the fuck would you care about a cow? It's not. Somebody subjectively may find that cows are not fucking meaningfully sentient for them to care about. Holy shit. There exist psychopaths. They don't find certain people that are not meaningfully sentient to them. Holy shit. Oh, I'm getting so angry. Holy shit. How does he not catch this, bro? These flaws, these fucking. Holy shit. It's insane. It's insanity.
But from what I've seen, lobsters do have an ability to experience well-being. So do slugs. They're not just experiencing one very simple primitive thing. So yeah, some people, including myself, like, yeah, they do have a minimum level of sentience required. There's
Yeah. So I could use the argument. Well, my family, only my I'm a family guy, right? So technically I'm not, but I mean it's a hypothetical. So my family, I find that their sentence is so meaningful simply because based on the fact that they're my family member, right? If you're not a part of my family, your sentience level is not meaningful to me. So why the fuck should I care about your existence? Carnus logic. Holy shit! I made an argument for pro-Holocaust non-family members. Holy shit! Wow, what's your argument for that against that, VG? Holy shit! Because your logic is the exact same logic. Holy shit! I called you out to hypocrisy, buddy.
like a substantive level of sentience for it to have life value. But from what I've seen, creatures like lobsters do have a substantive level of sentience.
Substantive level of sentience to you, not to others. Again, Again, we're being very arbitrary and picking and choosing who to care about, who not to care about. Well, I'm a psychopath. Hypothetically, I'm not actually a psychopath, but I'm a psychopath. I don't find that other people. I'm unable to empathize with people, and I find that other people and certainly other animals for sure are not meaningful, sentient enough for me to care about. On the basis I'm unable to empathize with. So I should be able to do what I want and abuse and murder and Holocaust every single meaningless sentient being. Holy shit! I- I'm being logically consistent with Carnage values, uh, uh, which the logic of carnism is inconsistent, but I'm just saying this framework is created on an inconsistent basis of discrimination of animalian beings basically the logic of discrimination on animalian beings is exactly the same. That's basically carnism. So it's not veganism, that's for damn sure. It's just fucking insane and fucking crazy and stupid. And I don't understand how VG is so fucking book smart, but he's so fucking logically inconsistent, stupid. Like it makes no fucking sense to me. I literally was a member of this guy of his channel. Holy shit, man! And I regret that shit, man, because he is not that smart as I thought he would be. He's not fucking catching the inconsistencies and the fucking flaws of his moral view. It's basically carnism.
Um, the only argument in favor of killing lobsters would be whether or not they kill other animals and whether or not killing them would reduce rights violations.
Well, since he brings up rights violations, reducing them. Well, I can make the case that being able to holocaust and eat these in quotes non-sentient or meaningless um sentient and non meaningless sentient beings and non-sentient beings according to his framework um th- um um that well, we know that being in close contact with animalia beings certainly increases risk of zoonotic disease transmission, which would end up having an overall increase in rights violations to sentient beings. So that's a basic a basic flaw in his own framework and is inconsistent with his own definition of veganism. Holy shit, you fucking hypocritical. I'm gonna stop with the name calling, but you hypocrite.
You literally skipped the part neither have brains on your search. It says right there no brain.
Lobster brain. Oh, neither insects nor lobsters have brains. They do. Where the hell is this?
Yeah, this was funny to catch. That was hilarious. That was a nice donation right there. He caught him right on guard. Holy shit. Oh man. He's not as I swear, man. He says shit like he's confident about, but you can catch him with some very good inconsistencies, and yeah, you can just see the confidence just sheds right off his face. He's in confusion, like what the fuck? What? Oh man.
University of Maine. Okay, well, the Lobster Institute. I don't know what they consider to be a brain, but
Wow. Oh, subjectively, let's what do we consider these meaningless sentient beings to having a brain? Um, and on so from a psychopath point of view, and also on these well, from a psychopath point of view, hypothetically, these meaningless, highly intelligent sentient humans, basically beings, what do I consider them having a brain? Well, I'm unable to empathize, so I don't really think they have brains. So rights violations all on is okay because I'm unable to empathize, and I find that they don't have brains. It's just my subjective experience that's how I see it. Carnage logic, man. Carnage logic. So we're picking and choosing who's meaningful based on these certain traits, and using the Carnage logic of being pro-discriminatory on these beings for lacking those meaningful traits uh uh that we make up in our yeah, that we selfishly make up to justify our evil acts onto them. Fucking stupid.
Lobsters do not have a centralized brain like brain area like mammals. Instead, they have a large ganglia, a large cluster of nerve cells above and below the mouth, smaller ganglia at each segment of the body. Shellfish network. Okay, wait, give me a second. Crustacean sentience. Let me see.
He's so unsure of himself now. Holy shit. That one donation literally made him confused, and he's now second guessing, and now starting to, like, back up to reconsider his position, his flawed ethical positions. But me as a member, reaching out to have this conversation with him, oh, that's not good enough. Because you sound like a regular dumb person or something. Your level of sentience is not meaningful enough to have a conversation with, even though you pay me fucking money, right? Yeah, okay, VG, I understand. Cool.
Review of the evidence of sentience in cephalopod mollusks and decapod crustaceans. Let me see. I think the result of this report is that they are sentient. I remember reading something. I don't think that's accurate.
He's so unsure of himself. The confidence just is gone. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about at this point.
I don't know what they consider to be a brain, but they have a very primitive brain, certainly. But
yeah, primitive brain, that's meaningful, but being primitive and not having a brain, that's meaningless. Well, I don't really see a big meaningful difference. Do any of y'all? Yeah, same logic of a psychopath. I'm unable to empathize with you sentient, highly intelligent beings. So, and I don't really find that y'all meaningful as a result. So, I'm just gonna abuse you and exploit you and take advantage of you without your consent. I'm just gonna holocaust as I see fit. Fucking.
I'm pretty sure
man.
Lobsters do in fact have a brain. Same with other insects. I think they're just going on a different definition of what a brain is. They might be saying certain structures are required for it to be a brain. A review of evidence of sentience in cephalopod mollusks and decapod crustaceans. I think this was recently published, November 2021. Let me see. We recommend that all decapod crustaceans are brought within the scope of ASPA. All cephalopod mollusks are already included in the scope of ASPA, so we are, in effect, recommending that, in addition, decapods in science are brought within this regulatory framework. In practice, this would mean the scientific work on decapods would require an ethical review by an animal welfare. So you can read the whole report, but no, the gist of the report is lobsters, other crustaceans like crabs, they are sentient.
Yeah, they have a type of meaningful sentience, like our type. Basically, they have similar structures to us, but these other beings that don't have similar structures, yeah, fuck them, right? Let's holocaust them. Yeah, take, destroy their existence. Fucking retarded, man. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, VG, you fucking hypocrite.
So they do have enough brain structure and centralized nervous systems. They have centralized nervous
Fucking carnage fucking brain you have. Oof. It's hard to believe you were ever fucking vegan, man. Holy shit.
system, brain. They do have nociceptors, and the pathway in which they feel pain is very similar to humans. It's obviously not the same kind of experience, but
Oh, he mentions that it's not the same type of experience, but it's a type that I can interpret to, that I can empathize with, because it's a type that I'm able to understand. But I'm unable to understand that there's a potential type of symptoms that we just simply have not discovered, of these brainless animalian beings, right? Fucking hypocrite.
the pathway in which they experience these things is very similar. So you can read that report yourself. Anyway, thanks for the donation. La-di-da. Pinky.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Fucking like a carnage. Simple as that. Don't care. Yeah, why the fuck should a carnage change their lifestyle? It's simply that they don't care. But you think you're so much more ethical than them. When you fucking still support the same fucking acts that they do, but on these lesser primitive form, more vulnerable beings. Holy shit. Stupid fucking hypocrite, man. I wish I could be in a fucking cage and beat the shit out of him, man. Holy shit, man. He makes me so fucking angry.
Thank you in the brain donate tellers. Thank you for the good summary. You explained it well, and glad to get confirmation from you. I know a lot of vegans disagree on eating.
So stupid, man. What a stupid fuck. Let me just. Who was that sent that?
It well.
I'm unable to see what that says. Is that Pinky in the brain? Or what's that say? Whatever that says, I'm unable to see the. Is that pussy in the brain or something? I'm not sure. I can't really read that. I'm not sure if y'all be able to anyway. But if y'all able to know who donated that, what a fucking idiot. You're just a follower, and you have no critical thinking skills. You're a dumbass.
Glad to get confirmation from you. I know a lot of vegans disagree on eating bivalves, and that's cool, but making the claim that oysters feel pain, it's just cringe and based on personal feelings.
Based on personal feelings? What the? Your whole framework is based on personal feelings. You're not really using evidence that definitively proves that they can't have any subjective experience and feel any pain. You just using fucking probable evidence that says that they don't have our type of sentience or our level of experiencing pain and well-being. But that does not mean that they can't have any different type of sentience and a subjective experience and feel a different type of pain and well-being that we're simply unable to fucking understand because we lack those traits. Holy shit, you're fucking stupid.
Well, the argument, like the only argument I've seen is that there should be a precautionary principle used because they will respond to stimuli. So if you like poke them with a needle or something, like they'll react and swim away. And
yeah, what the fuck does that tell you? They're experiencing fucking something. It's just simply they don't have the same type of experience that we have because they lack the brain. But they still may have a type of sentience that we just simply can't understand because we lack not having a brain to their level. It's fucking retards.
A lot of people take that as, okay, they may actually be sentient. But again, individual neurons can perform extremely complex actions, so it can fool you.
No, you're the fooled one, dude. You're the fooled one. Holy shit. I just keep repeating myself.
But yeah, if you look at the actual structures they have, they can't possibly feel pain. Thanks for
possibly feel your type of pain, you fucking retard. Doesn't mean that they can't experience any type of pain.
For that donation, though, Pinky in the Brain. Pinky in the Brain donate tellers, you know what's really cringe was talking to
yeah, Pinky in the Brain, you fucking stupid
lady, and I asked what her take was on giving dogs vegan food, and then she said, Dogs need meat. When I asked about what about feeding only bivalves to a dog, she said it's still torture and that they need other meats. Well, she's a fucking idiot. Neither of those claims are true. I don't know how that would be torture.
Well, your claim that bivalves can't be sentient is also not necessarily true either. It's just a fucking a probable claim. You can't definitely prove that they can't have any a different type of sentience. They can't have any sentience. You can't definitely prove that. So you're just relying on probable evidence, based on your own fucking subjective experience and your and you, and simply your lack of empathy too, like a fucking carnus.
She's a fucking idiot. Carnus are like make no fucking sense, dude.
You are a carnus. You fucking, how do you not see that? You use a carnus logic to justify animal abuse of non-sentient, in quote, non-sentient animal beings.
Thanks for the nation though, Pinky in the Brain. Appreciate it.
I'm listening to your dumbass from earlier in the stream. It's impossible for bivalves to be sentient because they have nerve ganglia, not a brain, but somehow lobsters, with nerve ganglia, no brain, are sentient. Contradiction. But
Boom!
okay, retard.
It's my understanding that they do have a brain. It's
Which one is it, dude? Because what you read said they don't have a brain, but now you're contradicting what you read and saying that they do have a brain. It's your understanding, right? Your fucking subjective, fucking selfish viewpoint, right? You stupid fucking hypocrite.
just that one publication kind of was misrepresenting what their brain actually is.
Yeah, who are you to say who's misrepresenting? Yeah, you're misrepresenting the potentiality of of animal these in quote non-sentient animated beings not having can't ex- can't have an ability to experience a different type of sentience, subjective experience, basically. Because all the evidence you read does not definitively prove such is the case.
Anyway,
So yeah, you're misrepresenting what the fucking evidence you're reading. You stupid, you hypocrite.
I gave a link to the other paper that contradicted the random Google search I found. But thanks anyway, dipshit.
You pulling up that lobster study looked a lot like Hassan Piker flashing a study that he doesn't understand in order to support his position. The paper you cited doesn't claim lobsters have a brain. Just that they're sentient.
Based. There you go. They point out his fucking inconsistencies and his hypocrisy. There you go. You're just gonna skip through a fucking research paper, and then you're gonna say that, and then you're gonna just make a inference, a probable inference, and claim that that's the conclusion of what you read to be the case. Completely subjective, completely arbitrary, and completely fucking carnage to use as a justification for abusing these non-sentient animated beings, like a carnage. You are a carnage, VG. Just admit it. You are one.
Lobsters don't have brains.
That's great. I'll look into it later, okay?
Yeah, you'll look into it later because you don't actually care, right? Yeah. Yeah, like a carnage doesn't care about, the cows or the pigs. They're unable to actually understand what cows go through. Just like you are unable to understand what the primitive animal beings go through. It's fucking.
Thanks for the donation, 21st Savage.
By the way, the University of Maine is not a random publication. Maine's entire economy is lobster. They're the biggest lobster producing state in the country. Also, it's basic biology. Lobsters have ganglia, and are sentient. Therefore bivalves may be too.
I'll
Based.
look into it more. So
Most likely he won't.
I've just been Googling.
And if he does, he's gonna come out with another misrepresentation of what the fuck he read. As he usually does with these research and evidence based papers that he claims that prove that these non-sentient end quote non-sentient animated beings not having can't experiencing any other type of sentience basically. So we have a Carnage who's just a wannabe vegan or a wanna claim to be vegan, but he just can't make that extra step. Just like Cosmic Skeptic, right? Fucking stupid, man.
Apparently, they have a large cluster of ganglia around their head. They don't have a centralized brain area.
Boom. Does that mean they're not sentient and therefore they're meaningless now?
And they have a number of smaller collections of ganglia at each segment of the body. I think I think they're a bit different.
Yeah, a little bit different. That's meaningful. A little bit difference between a lobster and a bivalve, because the lobster has a tiny little brain or in different types of nerves all around his body, but the one that has the most primitive form of nerving simple nerve ganglia, no brain, no type of brain. Yeah, that's the one okay to fuck, to say fuck you, fuck your existence, and do as you will. Holocaust, abused, genocide, it don't even matter. Same as what Carnage do to fucking, cows, pigs. Same logic. No significant difference.
In how I think they might actually have a nervous system. I have to look into this. Anyway. Like, I'm sure there's a point between just having nerve ganglia and having, a more developed brain where you could.
You're sure. And how are you sure? You provide no evidence to be that sure, dude. That's for damn sure. Debunked, dude. You're debunked. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, VG.
Could have sentience, but I'll look into this. So lobsters do have a nervous system, apparently. Yeah, so they do have a nervous system, and they do have a large cluster of ganglia around like their head area, and they have smaller clusters of ganglia around each body segment. So it's a bit different. They do have
Yeah, big significant difference, right? It's a little bit significance of a difference, right? Fucking, you're a joke, VG. You're a fucking joke. You're a fucking joke. Can't take you seriously, dude.
probably what could be considered a very primitive brain.
You're a joke.
I'll look into it more so I can give you a better answer. But thanks, 21st Savage.
Just be more responsible and less retarded when you go out telling people as if it's a matter of absolute fact that bivalves aren't sentient on the basis that it's an impossibility for creatures with nerve ganglia instead of a brain to be sentient. Dumbass.
Based. That's exactly my whole gist too of it. But also, yeah, don't also be fucking arrogant and claim that you have definitive proof that these non-sentient animated beings can't experience a different type of sentience from the type that you have, and you understand these substantive other beings like other mammals, these lobsters, insects, because they have a brain and central nervous system have. Yeah. How about you use your fucking empathy for once? And stop being pro-discriminatory against these more vulnerable fucking animated beings that you and you claim to care about the higher forms of sentient beings. Well, guess what? You support increasing risk and risk overall risk of zoonotic disease transmissions. Because we know the animal protein we know that the closer we are to exploiting animals, like actual animal beings, sentient or not. We know that we have an overall increased risk of zoonotic disease transmissions and risk and outcomes. Um, and guess what? That results just like how not taking vaccines results in a overall rights violations to more sentient beings. But the same thing is true of fucking zoonotic disease transmissions that you would end up supporting and creating and causing. Holy shit, man! There's just so many inconsistencies and hypocrisy I could point out, but I'm gonna leave it there. But that was a base ending from that guy. Let me just who said that? 21st Savage, you got it, buddy.
Absolute fact that bivalves aren't sentient on the basis that it's an impossibility for creatures with nerve ganglia instead of a brain to be sentient. Dumbass.
Okay, great. I'll do that. Thanks, 21st Savage. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he knows he fucking looks stupid. That's why he's smiling. Look at him.
You're such an asshole.
Here is another
No, you're the fucking asshole. You fucking arrogant prick.
What a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it.
I don't even want to fucking listen to that, man. VG just annoys me to fuck, man. I get so emotional because he refuses to fucking engage with me. And when I was a fucking paid channel member, and then you have to pay to get a fucking opinion from of any topic that you want to bring up, as long as you pay for it, right? You, um Directly through a live stream, but you can't you monthly paying is not good enough to get a live chat with. Um, it, it- yeah, man, he's a greedy fucking piece of shit, man. He's not so much better than the fucking carnage he fucking criticizes like Cosmic Skeptic. He has the exact same fucking mindset. He just chooses to use that same mindset on these more vulnerable, more innocent, in quote non-sentient animalian beings. So. That's it, buddy. I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say. That's my reaction. It's an honest reaction. It's a coming from work fatigue reaction. So I hope viewers y'all enjoyed this. But if you didn't, I mean, again, we can if you want to talk with me directly about this. And if VG still if he somehow has the courage to confront me on my response if he watches it, or if he ends up you know talking about me or something. I'm willing to schedule a live discussion slash debate on this topic, and I'll easily point out exactly what I stated earlier. But until then, thanks for anybody that ended up watching this. I think I'll just post this raw. I'm not gonna edit any of this. This is just a raw recording, and an honest and this is, you could call it emotional. I don't give a fuck. Like, this is a fucking serious issue, whether you care or not. I don't give a fuck about you. So does that mean I should you should you have your rights or your existence be meaningless as a result? Of course not. So yeah, that excuse is fucking is uh besides the point of this entire issue of animal ethics. Um so yeah, case in point, thanks for listening. Um Thanks for anybody that supports my 2 cents, and hopefully I'll start like adding a funding source so I can be able to afford having more time to talk about these issues, but for now this is just a side a side interest. Don't expect me to anytime soon to do that. I'm not much of a talker, as y'all could tell, but I'm sure I'm much of a emotional reactionist, so I don't mind being called that. I don't care. But yeah, you have a good day, night, wherever you are, and you take care.
Or you can